Well, I'm just honored to be asked, and I just am amazed. You guys adjusted your whole schedule for me. That was just so sweet. So I appreciate you being willing to do that. If I do my team, I do accountability Zoom at the same time. It's a regular team Zoom. So glad that we can have so many on, and hopefully the replay will be helpful to a lot of people as well. So
Yes.
yeah, all about that one plexus. I love it. Okay, do you want me to take it away, Stephanie, or do you want to take
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. My son just distracted me. He ran in real quick, but I just want to say thank you for being on here. And one of the reasons that I wanted Whitney to share you guys is you guys that know me know I was never in the network marketing industry before. Whitney has been, and she's got a YouTube channel, and she did a YouTube video. I don't know when that was, way back when. And when I messaged her, I said, tell me, I'm remembering this correctly, right? You did do a video on this. And she's like, yes, I did. There's so much value for me and for the people on my team. And even the people who have been in this industry, I loved what you shared on that video back then, because you were searching for an opportunity. I know you're going to talk about that, so I don't want to talk too much, but I'm very appreciative that you're here tonight to share your story. And I told everybody that you would probably go for about 30-40 minutes or so or whatever, and then we can open it up for questions. If you guys have questions, we are recording this and we can share the recording. So
Sounds amazing. Okay, well, thank you again for having me. It really is such an honor and a privilege, and I hope to be able to add value. So my intention tonight is to really try to shift your mindset on leading with this opportunity that we have here over the product. So,
oh my God.
sorry, we got some background noise there. If everyone could just mute, that'd be awesome. Actually, let me see. I think I got it. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I'm hopeful to be helpful in that way. And I think that just comes so naturally to me and maybe some others that came here seeking out an opportunity. But the reality is that the majority of people that end up here with Plexus, even with a business with Plexus, it was kind of an accidental thing, you know? So it can be very organic and natural to start sharing. But what I want you to consider is that if you're not leading with the opportunity, then you're missing out on helping so many people. You're missing out on a much faster growing business. You're missing out on a much higher rate of retention overall, and you're just not going to change as many lives. And I really want to help you understand why that is and how to do this in a really simple and successful way that can feel very authentic and genuine and not feel icky or uncomfortable at all. Okay, so let me just start by just asking you, do you know, like, can anyone here share with us? I recently heard this stat about cost of living today versus I think it was 4 years ago, maybe 5. Does anyone know the stats on that can like shout them out or put them in the chat? Because it's pretty alarming. Anyone know? Maybe I should open the chat. 500 to 700 more per month. So the one that I heard is, yeah, like an additional 700 a month, 11,000 per year. It's like shocking how much the cost of living has increased dramatically over the past 5 years. And I have been with Plexus now almost 10 years. And there is just a need now more than there ever has been, for us to reach those people that the only thing holding them back from taking advantage of what we have here is that they feel they can't fit one more thing in their budget. They're not even hearing you. They're not even looking at your testimonies of how amazing these products are, how life-changing they are, if they can't overcome that mental roadblock of, I can't afford one more thing. You get what I'm saying? Like it's so important that we make this message loud and clear that we have a solution for people where we're not asking them to stretch the budget and come out of pocket and add one more thing. We're inviting them to earn income from home to help ease that stress. And the side benefit is they get to get healthy as well. Like, think of the difference between the two. Think of the barriers we're taking down in people's minds when we're reaching out with an opportunity to add and to earn instead of asking them to invest in something as wonderful as that thing might be. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's a whole mindset shift that will really give you a completely different result. If you are any level of successful with Plexus or anything in this like type of industry, then you are really good at providing solutions for people. And right now, the solutions that people need more than anything is, we already know they're sick and they're struggling and everyone's got something going on with their health. But we need to provide the solutions that we can really help add to that, add to that bank account and provide some relief there. So we're taking away that hesitation. So anyways, I want to show you a little graphic here. I'm going to share a couple things, but I want to start with this. So let me open this up so you can see. I want to show you the difference when, now this is obviously just an example here of someone. This would be like a picture of someone that really just kind of shares Plexus more as a hobby, I would say, or leads with the products and mostly has wholesale shoppers as, as their team. Okay. Versus if you get to where you're really good at offering up this opportunity and making it sound so doable and so desirable to people that you get a lot of people sharing and bringing on accountability partners right away. Even if they're not looking for a big business, most people are open to getting their products paid for. If you can help them understand that they can do so in a way that doesn't have to feel salesy or pushy or take much time and is really easy to maintain. So you will find that if you get really good at offering this up and like helping them see the value for them, and that you are going to be like guiding them through the process, that it's really simple, it's not time consuming, it doesn't, it can feel really authentic and genuine, then that is like the different type of business that you'll see. So obviously there's a lot more earning potential here. And there's just something magic about like building with momentum, doing so quickly, because not only is your retention going to be much higher when people are earning money quickly, even if they are getting really slow results or they're having a lot of detox, if their products are paid for, how much more willing are they to stick with it than if they're the only one ordering and they're coming out of pocket and taking money from, the grocery budget or whatever. Does that make sense? Like, not only is the retention higher, but there's more people having more experiences with these products and sharing, and they're seeing examples of, this is just what we do. Like, everyone grabs a few friends to do this with them, and it becomes a culture on your team that can become very explosive. And there's just something magical about it and enticing about it that people will grab onto and run with. And so people that come here maybe with no intention to build a business may just start just grabbing a few accountability partners. And next thing you know, they see the opportunity for what it really can be, and they're open to much more. So let me stop that share, and we'll go into a little bit about my story, just in case you're not familiar with it. I'm not going to cover a lot of it, but I will tell you this because I think there's a couple really valuable points I want you to take from it. And as I mentioned, I'm almost 10 years now with Plexus, and I do have a background in multi-level marketing. It was more with direct sales, which is actually quite a bit different than network marketing, or what I now call social marketing, but it's kind of the same thing. And there's just a couple of valuable things that I want you to understand, because the fact that you are here with Plexus and you're building a business with it, you may not even realize that you are sitting on a gold mine, and you just happen to be with the most incredible, like part of the best, most generous, most ethical, most flexible compensation plan in existence. Like literally, if you don't believe me, then watch the video that I made that goes in depth into the research that I did. And then I dare you to go start comparing other compensation plans and find anything that can compare to what we have here. You won't be able to. Still to this day, I don't believe you will be able to find anything that can compare to that. So if you really understand the value of that what we have here, not only do we have, I mean, you know, our products are life-changing. You know, they're out there changing lives. You know, they're very unique and significant, and there's nothing out there that can compare with our products. So we have that. But on top of that, you guys, did you even know that we have the most generous, ethical, flexible compensation plan in existence? To the, like, literally, if you were to do the research and you really were to like lay everything side by side and compare, you would be blown away with what we have here and the potential that you're sitting on. And most people, if they really understood it, like literally they would, like, you know, claw through a brick wall to really take advantage of this compensation plan fully. And it's okay, you can do it casually. There's nothing wrong with that. But the opportunity here to create generational wealth and like to provide so much freedom and opportunity is just unmatched. Like, I want you to just sit on that thought for a minute and realize the potential of the type of life that you can create. I went from, we were at the risk of losing our home. We didn't know how we were going to put groceries on the table. And like, we couldn't even pay our bills. I went from that to being mortgage free, living wherever I choose. Right now, we choose to live up in the mountains in Utah, and being able to have like the freedom to just do incredible things, to give generously, to travel, to be able to do things for our family that, you know, we never imagined was possible for us. And to be able to, instead of being like, I grew up the family that people would donate gifts for Christmas, because otherwise we weren't getting anything for Christmas, to be able to adopt other families and provide Christmas for them. Like, that is, live where you want, live how you want, travel where you want, do what you want, do what you love, give to who you want. Like, those are the type of opportunities that we're sitting on here. It's not just get your products paid for and get healthy, which is a beautiful thing, but I want you to see so much more potential than that. So long story short, I was 8.5 years with a direct sales company. It was called Leah Sophia. Maybe you've heard of it. I spent a lot of nights and weekends away from my family doing jewelry parties all over the Las Vegas area. And I got very good at that. And I was providing a generous income for our family. I worked a lot harder for a lot less, but still it was a great opportunity and I was able to make my own schedule. But that company, like as a lot of companies are, even nowadays, they weren't financially responsible and they ended up going bankrupt. So that 8.5 years of blood, sweat, tears, travel, all the heartache of driving 45 minutes, spending almost an hour getting my jewelry display perfect in high heels and carrying a 6-foot folding table up 3 flights of stairs to the most like ghetto scary apartment you've ever seen, and having
Yeah, let me just finish this. I'm listening to something. I just want to finish.
make sure you're muted, guys, and then having one guest show up and not order. That's what I came from, you guys. But still, I saw the opportunity of being able to work for myself as like, you know, and what I could create. So when that company went out of business, what a blessing for me. That was such a blessing in disguise. God was all over that, right? Because at that time, that was a majority of our family's income and it was just gone overnight. And so that was such an opportunity for me to really consider, okay, I'm starting from scratch. If I could dream up an opportunity, what would it look like? And I literally sat down and wrote a list of what a dream business would look like. I was done leaving my family and doing parties. I was done carrying inventory or having to like drive all around town. I was done having to buy my own inventory. I was done having, like, the list goes on and on. But I literally, like, if I could dream up a business, this is what it would look like. And I wrote it all out. And then I started researching. And so I will tell you, if it existed 9.5 years ago, I probably researched it. I was comparing compensation plan to compensation plan to compensation plan. And I was comparing the ethics. You know, I knew I wanted something. I wanted the most earning potential that was legal and ethical, but I also wanted, you know, to really find something that would change people's lives and be able to make a difference. You know what I mean? And so after all that research, you guys, nothing compared to the Plexus compensation plan. Nothing. It was like, hands down, this seems too good to be true, so let me keep digging. And here I am, almost 10 years in, and I have not discovered one catch. If anything, I've just discovered more and more benefits that I didn't even consider. Like the fact that you can will your business to your children. Who does that? Or if your spouse, you know, like it's just incredible the things that they do. Like if a spouse passes away, like merging those spouse accounts, like the things that Plexus does, they don't have to do that. Do you know how many companies allow you and your spouse to both enroll and build all the way to the top? Not many. Like, do you know how many? Like it's just, especially after what I experienced, I was just blown away by what I found here. And so if you want to look more into that, you can watch my video. I don't know if you have it, Stephanie, but I can share it with you after. Oh, it looks like you already shared it.
Yeah, I posted it in the chat.
Cool. So that will go a little more in depth into like the difference between direct sales and network marketing, and also like really there's just so much here. And I want you to just understand that people need this now more than ever. And you can be the answer to people's prayers. Okay. So it is very important that the way that you share comes across as authentic and genuine, and that you can do so in a way that is simple. So my goal after convention, we rallied in my hotel room the morning after convention, and I was like, okay, who's serious about this? Like, let's meet up and let's make some magic happen. And so I swear it was like one of those downloads from heaven where I was just like, how can we make this more effective, more simple, and more duplicatable? And so what I created is this new board. Does anyone here use boards? I hope you guys are familiar with boards. Okay, cool. So I made this board called Simplified Leading with the Business, and I want to show it to you just because I think that so many times, like, the idea sounds appealing and it makes sense, but it still feels a little bit scary. So we're not actually going to be willing to take that step and do it, or we're just going to avoid it or whatever. So I just want to show you like how simple and authentic these conversations can be. And I just double dog dare you to just go all in with it and see what happens in 90 days. Because I will tell you that the ladies on my team and some gentlemen that have been using this board, they're starting to have conversations, have people that are open to the opportunity, and they've never had that before. And we've got all the way through. My goal was to give you step by step, like from like starting that first conversation to getting them to fast start silver and beyond. Okay. So I'm going to share this with you. Let me just bear with me while I get my boards open. And then I will share my screen. Okay, is this it? Yes. All right. Where are you at? Let me find you again. Okay, share. Whoops, I shared the wrong thing. So let's find it here. Here it is. Okay, so here is my simplified leading with the business board. And we're going to start with just a really super simple reach out that you can customize for anyone. Okay, so basically I would say, hey, Chelsea, I don't know if this is for you, but how open-minded are you about extra streams of income? So many need that these days, right? Have you ever considered Plexus as an option to earn income from home? I think you'd be amazing at this because you already have a great network, and I know you have a heart for helping people, and you're already into like fitness and natural health. It would be so fun to get healthy and earn income and trips together. Check out this quick video and let me know what sticks out to you, okay? And then I'm going to send this video. Were any of you in Jessica Heffley? I think she talked about this one in the breakout she did at convention, but either way, this is the video that I have everyone sharing right now. It's about 20 minutes long. It's there's 3 different people on here, or is it 4? I can't remember, but it's really going to touch a lot of different like love languages and like heart strings and needs and stuff like that. So it's just a really good like general opportunity video that really highlights the products as well that works for everyone. So one thing that I really believe in is helping like build people's belief that this is, you know, that they could be successful at this. So that's why I think it's so important always that you take a minute to think about why this person could be successful at this. And I've come up with a whole long list of why that might be, you know, from, you know, they already have a large network, to they already have a big social media presence, to you know, they just have a heart for helping people, to they have such great rapport and people trust them. Like you could go on and on and on, but making it personal to them and letting them know that you specifically thought of them and that they would be good at this. It really will bring down some walls of hesitation automatically. And then what you'll find is if there's any like one little inkling of interest enough that they're willing to watch that video, then it's really going to turn them on. And so also I have a little message suggestion for how many of us have like wholesale shoppers, people that love the products, but that have yet to really like share with anyone. Does anyone here have some of those in their pool? because that you're sitting on a gold mine if so, right? If you can just help them see that they could be good at this and that it's not going to take much of their time, and you can, you can give them a really successful proven system of simple activities to follow. So once I've got a response here, if they say no, it's such an easy segue into encouraging them to take advantage of our supplements if they say no to the opportunity, where vice versa, it just doesn't really work. If they're like, no, I'm not interested in your products, then it's never really effective to be like, oh, but what about an opportunity? Are you looking for some extra income? It just, it's super weird and awkward. It doesn't work that way. But when they say no to the opportunity, you could always say, thanks for responding, Chelsea. I'm always here to help if anything changes. And I pay for referrals if you know anyone who could use some flexible supplemental income. Also, everyone needs gut health. Do you have any health goals or struggles I could help you achieve? That's so natural, right? There's no feelings of awkwardness there. So whether yes or no, like you're totally leaving the conversation without any sense of like awkwardness. If they say yes, then here's the important part, because I know that will actually hold a lot of people back from even offering the opportunity, is because you're terrified of what if they say yes, then what do you do, right? So here we have step by step, simple, very, very easy directions. So after they've watched the video, you're going to say, great, what did you like most about what you heard? Then listening. Listening is such an important part of what we do. They will tell you why they need this if you listen and if you ask the right questions. So then you're going to go into how much would you need to earn per month to make this worth your time? So genuine, such a simple question, right? Let them respond. How many hours per week would you be able to commit now to earning that much per month? And then you're going to go through, I got this, I'm going to give credit to Lori Bradford. And it's just so simple, like literally, if I could show you how to do that, would you be willing to take the next step? If they say yes, don't overcomplicate it. Awesome. First step is to figure out which combo is the best fit for your needs and budget and get that ordered. So then you're going to go to the sales flow board, which I've attached here. And then you're going to, as soon as they get that ordered, you're going to jump right into the steps of the developing silvers. Okay, so it's a natural flow that goes from the invitation to someone that's not ordering Plexus, or to someone that's a happy shopper already. If they say no, if they say yes, and then go straight into the sales flow, which is going to take you step by step into like how to go into closing the sale quickly. This is very, very successful. Just step by step, do it quickly. The faster, the more successful it is. So that's getting them all the way through to the order. And then once they do place that order, you're going to jump right into the steps of developing silvers. And this is a quick pace thing. You're going to go from one step right into the next one. You're not going to sit around and wait to see if anyone replies on their post. You're going to jump right into, okay, let's talk about who do you know? Like, who are you closest to that you could call up right now and just say, hey, I decided I'm going to go ahead and give this gut health thing a try because it's helped my friends so much. And I'm looking for some accountability. So I thought of you. There's a money back promise and a huge sale. So you have nothing to lose. Will you try this with me? So literally like that simple, step by step, getting them to silver, like fast start silver and beyond. You've got all the steps right there. And then a 5-week follow up to help them, like, support them through the experience until they're really strong on their regimen and having success. Also, I threw in here like some starting regimens and the conversation to have about updating their subscription right away. So really, I'm trying to make this one board like cover most everything that you could possibly need to have success in leading with the business, closing that sale quickly, getting them to fast start silver or beyond, and then supporting them in the process. And you're just going to taproot this with everyone that they plug you into three-way messages with. You do the exact same steps with each of them. And what you'll find is this duplicates really quickly and beautifully. And it's also very, very duplicatable. After they see you do it 2 or 3 times and they've got access to the board, they can so easily copy what you're doing. So that's what I've got for you. I think I've gone over on the time. So Steph, I don't know if you want to still take time for questions or what you want to do from here.
Well, I think the biggest question, sister, is would you mind sharing that board with me?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Because my phone is blowing up and I'm like, I will ask her, y'all. I'm sure she will. This is
Of
gold. I
course.
think it.
I'm not going to show it to you and just as a teaser. I was planning on giving it to you. So
Perfect.
yeah, I'll put it right here in the chat, the link for it, and then I'll give it to you also, Stephanie, so you can share it with the replay and all that. Yeah, go to town, guys. I hope it's super helpful. So
Hey,
let me-
Whitney.
Yes.
Whitney,
Hey,
I just want
Noelle.
hi. I love you.
I love you too.
I just wanted to tell you, first of all, yeah, everybody's texting how amazing this is. And this is what we were just talking about on our leaders mastermind that we needed. And we were about to try and figure it out. And then you just delivered it. That was amazing.
Had it figured out?
But I wanted to share something super quick because, you know, we hung out, you and I, last summer at the Leadership of Excellence training. And when I went this year, there was a girl there whose mom had died a few months back. And she was there she was a gold ambassador under her mom, but she got to take that legacy business. And she looked so like out of place. And I went to hang out with her and I took her to ice cream. And like, it was so cool because 9 years ago when I started, I used to brag to people about this legacy program and how we could will it to our children. But after a couple of years, I was like, maybe it's not a real thing. I've never heard of it. But I got to spend all this time with this girl who said her mom died. And after all of that, Plexus has just blessed her in a million ways. And it was like, I'm going to cry right now because it was so beautiful. So I'm glad you brought that up to everyone.
Oh my, that is the heart of this company, you guys. They will continue to amaze you more and more. The more stories you hear, the more you witness. I could tell you things about Alec Clark that he does not want people to know. Like literally, I've known how he like hands out checks to young missionaries leaving on a mission and like buys cows from the little FFA kids at a high price to like donate. Like he is so incredibly generous. And like, it just gets bigger and better. I'm telling you, 10 years in, 0 catches. It's more than I could have dreamed of. I literally wrote down if I could dream up a business, and this has far exceeded that. I was like, God, you are just too good. This, what we have here, you guys are sitting on it. It's a gold mine. And there's so many people. You will reach so many more people. You will help so many more people. No matter what it is that you're most passionate about here, whether it is getting your family out of debt like it was for me and saving our home, or whether you don't really need extra income. I mean, you're fine where you're at, but you love helping people and serving people. There is no better way to serve people than this, than to create like opportunities for them to feel their best and have financial relief. Okay. Whatever it is that you're most passionate about, the trips, the fun, Plexus covers all of it and beyond, better than anyone out there. And you guys have it.
My husband and I updated our will like 5 years ago and went through a really an amazing tourney here in Jacksonville, Florida, where we live. And Plexus is written in my will. And she could not believe that it is a legacy business where, God forbid, something happened to me, my husband and my son will still receive my paycheck every single month. And that is something that Plexus does, you guys. So I can't say enough good things about it. And I'm a decade into this, like Whitney is. And, you know, I know we've seen recently other companies kind of dissolving or, you know, shifting and things happening. And I'm here to tell you, it is a big deal very big deal to be independently owned. Plexus is independently owned. There's nobody else making decisions for us outside of Alec and Tarl and Jean. And the fact that they do things where they have an advisory board, where they bring in diamonds and they change them out, I think it's every year, every 2 years. And they have these focus groups where they bring in leaders from the field. That is huge because they are just as invested in us as we are in them. So when I knew of the advisory board and I thought, wow, this isn't some independent council, this isn't some board of trustees or board of people who have owned shares in Plexus. These are the actual leaders in the field, like you and I, who are invested in this company. And I thought, well, I was so blown away by that when I first learned that with Plexus, the transparency and the legitimacy and everything to that, it's incredible. So incredible.
And the fact that they're 100% debt free. Can we just say that too? With a very healthy bank account and a very huge stock of, products. So they are in such a good position. They're exactly where they want to be. There's never been a place better to be than where we are now. And so.
Hey, Whitney, I'm sure you guys know this, but I don't know if everyone on this call knows. When we were there every Friday, they have a big wheel. We went live if anyone wants to go to my page and see it. They spin this wheel it was like 10 or 15 times, and they draw names of different people that work at corporate, and they get to earn money. And they just came up, they're like, we're going to double everything. And people were winning thousands of dollars. And then Christmas said, oh, last week someone won $8,000. It's it was so cool to see the culture of our corporate and the way they were not only just handing out money, but then they would ask them a question so that they got to know every person that went up and learn more about them. It was blowing my mind. So
That is, yeah, the heart is just unreal. So. Okay, well, anything else? Any questions or are we good?
Hey, Whitney, can I ask you a question?
Sure. Hi, Kim.
How are you, girl? Love your hats.
Good. Thank you. Just got it today.
Love it. Love it. Okay. So I have one question, but I just want to piggyback on what Steph just said. So I was with a different network marketing company before actually too. And they are one of the ones that has had a huge change recently, is no longer private, and they have investors, and some of my dear friends have lost the equivalent of a yearly salary just like that. I actually just got an email today from them that there's another change, and now they're taking back the lead program. It will no longer exist. So kind of like how when you're senior Ruby or below and you can get free, people go to the website, they give it back. They're not doing that anymore. And they said they're going to put it back into advertisement, which will be workers in the field. And as I'm reading it, it's paragraphs long, and it's all so negative. And basically I'm trying to make it sound like they're making changes for the people that are ambassadors, and it's not. And because at the end he's like, hope you'll still be with us, or we'll have your support. I'm like, anyway, so it's terrible. It's happening all over the place. But my question for you is, I love your board. I love your process and all that. But one thing I'm curious about is when you showed us that when this is a fast moving thing, you get these people, you get them to silver, they've got these people signing up, you want to have this solid organization they're sharing with 3 to 4, whatever. I think one thing too that can overwhelm people when you're doing this well is the thought of if all those people are joining your team that fast, one person possibly can't take care of all those people, right? And so I know for me, back when I was growing very, very quickly and duplicating insanity, I was taking care of everybody's first 3 people, right? Because they were brand new. They didn't know what they're doing. And that can get really, excuse you guys, no ma'am, overwhelming very fast. So it looks like you were saying that there's these 5 up through week 5. I'm guessing you're teaching them right off the bat, whether they're interested in building a business. Is it the same as if they're just wanting their products covered to take care of their own people?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that system is so simple that it gives them 5 weeks that they can really it's conversational. So that gives them a good base, for sure. And I do offer to help support, especially because they introduce me and bring me in right away. So I kind of build a relationship with them. So I utilize Project Broadcast, and I have a really good VA. So I can actually manage helping out with them, but I will usually say, okay, you are still their sponsor. So we do a drip kind of a follow-up level 2 system. And then this is your responsibility to ask them these questions the first 5 weeks and go over this with them.
Okay.
So, yeah. And can I just say, Kim, because that actually brought up a point in my mind that I know there was a lot of conversations I saw among like leaders in Plexus of, when someone's company makes a shift like that, that is very detrimental to their income that they've worked so hard for, that, you want to just love them and give them some grace and give them some time. And I'm here to tell you, absolutely not. That's not my experience. I needed solutions ASAP. So I had people messaging me that I didn't even know who they were. And I didn't give a flip about like their intentions and how perfect their message was. I just needed to collect as much information as I could to make a decision as quickly as possible. And I'll tell you that one of my emeralds has a really good friend that was a really high ranking leader in one of these companies. And she chose to take the perspective of just tell her I love her and I'm here for her if she needs to vent and when she's ready to talk. Guess what? When Carol reached out to her again, I shouldn't throw out names, but it was already too late. She'd already made a decision and picked which company she was going with. And I was like, you shouldn't have waited. Don't reach out in a loving way and show compassion. But these people need options now. Like a lot of them, especially if this is a big income that they're losing, don't hesitate and use that as an excuse to keep yourself comfortable and not reach out because you want to just give them some time and let them mourn a bit. I don't agree.
Thank you for sharing that, Whit, because my husband and I just talked about that extensively yesterday. And there's this no shame sales game girl on Instagram that always posts. And she literally just made a post about do not be that person. Do not be insensitive. And I was literally just telling my team, y'all, this is our time. We all have friends in this industry, in these companies that are going under, that need solutions. They're looking right now for a new opportunity. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, was my heart in the right place? Am I just trying to like get a new business builder and like blow up my business at some, and I like started to question my own intention. And Sean's like, Kim, what are you doing? He's like, these people need money now. He's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, he usually call me out. He's like, you are wrong. You are straight up wrong. And you need to start reaching out to all your people from Beachbody. You're watching your friends post about their like financial woes right now and other companies, and you have built relationships with these people, and I haven't said anything to any of them. So I know God wanted you to just confirm that for me tonight. So thank you for adding that.
I'm so glad I could, because I'm telling you, there is no shame in that game. If you are really being authentic and reaching out with love and like caring about them as a person and understanding that they need solutions now, then it shouldn't be taken, wrong. And if it is, then that's not on you, because your heart, that you are reaching out and doing so in a heartfelt, kind way. So that's just my opinion, but I've been there.
I can't imagine that. I know Plexus isn't going anywhere, but I'll tell you what, if it was, I would be devastated and I would feel so much love and support to have friends reach out to me and say, I got you, or let's have a conversation,
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought that up, Whitney. Thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Anybody else have any questions? We're going to get this recording out ASAP. We'll get the board out to you guys. Whitney, this has been absolutely incredible. And I know, speaking, like, my phone's been blowing up. This is exactly what my team needed to hear. And I really, really appreciate you being so gracious to squeeze us in, because I know you got a call right after this, and really pour into our teams tonight. I really appreciate you, friend. Thank you.
It was an honor. Thank you. Thanks everyone for hopping on. I hope this blesses you.
Yep. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Night.
Look at your curls. I was late to the other meeting, so I didn't really see them, but look at them.
This is, this is, thank you. I'll just say thank you. This is pool
They're
hair.
pretty. They're pretty. They look good.
Thank you. Hey, friends. That was good. That was really good. Sometimes I feel like a lot of what she shared is part of our process already, but sometimes it's so useful and helpful to just hear somebody say it a little bit different way and put it a little bit. Look at Brooke. Get those steps in, girl.
Only because I ate Chick-fil-A for dinner and a milkshake, and I'm so full, I feel like I'm about to bust. So I was like, I need to get off the couch and try to walk a few minutes.
You reminded me, I hadn't been using my walking pad. It has rained here for the past 5 days. Jason and I did go for a walk this afternoon, but I need to get my walking pad out because it's been crazy.
It's been raining a lot here too, which has been great.
I know y'all need it. I know
It's
y'all need it.
raining here every night. It's amazing.
I almost decorated for fall the other night when my kids were not here and it was raining and I had my candles going.
Shut up.
I sure did. Libby, I
No,
sure did.
Blasphemy.
no.
Let me tell you
I
something.
will,
Blasphemy.
I will boldly say, shut your mouth.
You know what? You're gonna get on Instagram one day in the next couple of weeks and you're gonna see dried flowers in my vases and you're just gonna keep following me.
We can
Yeah,
do it together.
you
That's my
all
best idea.
better get ready. I put up the tree unimaginably early.
No, y'all are gonna drive me crazy.
Listen, we need all the joy that we can get.
Listen, yes, yeah, she goes up. She goes up.
Oh my gosh. Thank
I
y'all.
don't even know where we're gonna put our tree. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna shut up.
You're gonna have to put it on a table to keep it away from the dogs.
Let me tell you something. Harvey has decided that the windowsill is actually a place for him to sit, so there is no hope for our house.
Oh my gosh. I love that. Hey, thank y'all for praying for me and for all the sweet tips. I am actually making a commitment to get back on Instagram in the morning. I just needed a couple of days. We're just if you just pray for my friends, just in general prayer requests, they just need it badly. But thank y'all for your prayers. Y'all know how it is when it's just all consuming and it just feels weird to get on social media and act like the world's right when it's not. So, thank you. Y'all are awesome. Okay. Have y'all finished the book yet? I know it's not the end of the month, but I know Shannon finished it. Katie, have you finished it yet? Have you read it?
I don't have it.
I have not finished it.
Where did you get it? Amazon?
I actually went to the bookstore. I started listening to it on audiobook and I decided I needed the hard copy. So I actually went to a bookstore and bought it.
I need to get an actual physical copy because I can't. I like to highlight. I like to write. So I need to get a copy.
It's a good highlighting book, I will say. Like it's good to be able to go back and look at. Well, Shannon, do you want to share? Because I know you said you loved it. Do you want to share some of your takeaways?
Sure, I loved it. I want to buy the physical copy because I want to read it again. And I seriously shared it with my brother, and he bought it for my other brother, and then he texted me yesterday and bought it for his entire team. And I loved chapter 6. I feel like even if Katie, you want to sign into my Audible, I'm like, you could just read chapter 6. I feel like over and over and over. I feel like they kind of bring everything together. I took a ton of notes. But this was my put your phone to bed. And some of you guys I know already do this, but put your phone to bed 30 to 60 minutes before bed. List 3 things you're grateful for. List 3 wins from the day. List 3 wins that you would like to have tomorrow. No more than 3. He said, if you have more than, he said most people, I didn't write down, but he just basically said, after 3, you're busy, not productive. I love that. And then he said 80% of results come from 20% activities. Oh, this is what he said. If you have more than 3 priorities, you don't have any. Make tomorrow's wins important, not urgent, and the goal is to always be winning. And so it just talks about that if you happiness is right this minute, and the best way to
Wait,
do
I have a mom question. If it's lightning, can I have my umbrella?
Just make sure you're under something taller than you.
No, because yeah. Put the
No.
umbrella
Y'all
away. Just
hear
get
that?
rained
Oh
on.
my god, I'm
Get
so
rained
scared.
on.
No,
like-
okay, all right, I'll be fine. Okay, goodbye.
But he just, I loved, and there was 2 personal things I took away. But I loved that he said, this is something I've done my whole life. And I was always taught in all the books that I've read to try to understand the reason why and to understand the meaning in order to heal. And he actually debunks it, and it's never resonated more, but he was like, we do not get to control the things that happen to us. And looking to create some sort of story and meaning in it, meaningless things happen. And the more we spend trying to create meaning, the more we stay as a victim to our story, and that it is just a story and we have the power to change it. And I cannot explain how much my heart needed that. And it just, anyway, so he's like, I don't care if you believe anything I say, be my guinea pig and just do this. It's kind of exactly what she said on the call. So I wanted to share one little thing and then I'll shut up. It was a rough week, personally. So my gratitude was not extensive. It was like, I am grateful for Jess. I'm grateful for Ethan. I'm grateful for Rowan. And I wrote down my 3 wins, and I wrote down the wins I would want to have tomorrow. And this is what I wrote down. Life is simple. He says, everything happens for you, not to you. Everything happens at exactly the right moment, neither too soon, neither too late. You don't have to like it. It's just easier if you do.
Mm.
And so I wrote that, and I have to tell you guys, the next day was a big week. I am starting hair officially tomorrow. And I woke up to a text at 7:30 a.m. for a client that was like, can I please get my hair done? I did this the night before. This was the 21st. And the next day, I got a text at 7:30. At 10:31, I got a text from an agent up north that asked me to partner on a deal with her. And then Ethan and I made it to the gym. Like, it was very simple, but it was so interesting that he's like, if you teach your mind to see wins, your mind will continue to create bigger and bigger and bigger wins. So it sounds dramatic. I'll read that book quarterly. I'm like, it is the best book as far as, I think everything that we read teach us to set big goals and to set big dreams. And I believe that to be true, but it is also leaves you feeling really empty because you're always growing. So you never hit it. And this is just something that I feel like my soul needed to, when you look backwards, you'll find wins.
Mhm.
So I loved it. Loved it.
That's huge. I love that. I was taking notes while you were talking, and I love that. That's something that my husband actually told me before we got married. We had very, very quick story, but we had very different backgrounds, like coming into our marriage. Like, he was, Baptist Student Union all through college, and I was sorority girl all through college. So we had different experiences coming together. And I remember like kind of having that moment, like when we got married, of like, well, I guess there's a reason that I had to, experience what I did in college. He was like, actually, no, like there isn't a reason for everything. He said, you can find meaning, and like God is good through everything, and there is purpose in everything. But sometimes we just live in a broken world and we make bad choices and bad things happen.
but it's how we respond to it. And I'll never forget that. It's such a perspective changer, right?
Yeah. I don't know why that hit me like a ton of bricks, because I think there's just a lot of things that I've tried to find meaning in that don't have it.
Mm.
And it keeps you in this place where you're just a victim to the circumstance. And instead of choosing to be like, I think he wrote something where you go, oh, he says, any given circumstance, he does the experience, an experience transformer. You say any experience, what about this experience worked? What was useful that would help me in the future? And what could I learn from it? He said, if it was traumatic that I know I don't want and that I would never choose. And he's like, he teaches you to take ownership over the experience, whether you were the one that created it or not, which keeps it from, I've never heard that, to not give it this meaning that really just, it might have just been a really hard, crappy thing.
Mm.
And just to choose to look at it like it just happened. But it wasn't like a personal, just to take you out of the gap.
Mm-hmm.
This is okay. I didn't read the book, of course, so this is kind of, to a couple things from that. Like anything that happens to us in life, like we know that it has to be allowed by God. It has to pass through the hands of God because He sees all, He knows all. And talking about things like happening to us, it's because we live, like you said, we live in a broken world. We live in a world, and because of it's broken, these things happen. But I had somebody really wise tell me one time, he said, if you will start looking at the situation and instead of asking yourself, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this teaching me? And somebody told me that during a really hard season, and it really, yes, it was a perspective like shift for me, but I have started now when I go through trials or when I go through things, that's something that I always ask myself, like, what is this teaching me? Like, God, what are you showing me? What are you teaching me? You know what I mean? So anyway, I just thought I'd share that.
So good. I'm so glad you loved it, Shannon. Ashley, you finished it too? Excuse me, we're gonna need a 360 tour on the next call, because the little sneak peek that we got in your stories today is gorgeous. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. We're loving it. It's been like a week and a couple of days that we've even gotten to enjoy it. So the fact that I've got every box pretty much
It looks
unpacked and out of my
so
house.
cute, Ashley.
Thank
Did
you.
those shades, like, did the shades come with the house, or did you put those in?
Those shades are coming off.
Oh my gosh, I thought they were so cute.
They're brown. The
Okay.
way that this house is, it's like, it just is, it's soaking up light. So I just pulled the blinds completely up so that I just have more light coming in, and the light is great. It's just, it's the brown for me
Okay.
that they had a lot of brown in here, and we've taken down pretty much everything
Okay.
but those. So we're going to put in some white shades and just gift it to them.
That'll look good. That'll look good.
Yeah. But, there was a moment that I was like, I wish I could just have all of the girls come to my house, but then I don't know where my kids and my husband would go. So that might not work out, but
My house. They can just come to my house.
yeah, with Jason and the kids.
Right.
Man party.
That's right.
So I did finish the book. I don't know if I have really any takeaways necessarily, except for just the fact that I think I was doing a lot of self-reflection and how I lived a lot of my life in the gap and not the gain. And I think a lot of that has shifted in the last, especially within this last year. So just identifying areas where it's perspective. It all comes back to perspective for me. And I feel like that's something that I really am honing in on and talk a lot about, because I had such a negative perspective for years. I even wrote like a piece of content a couple days ago that basically just says, like, my mind operated in the grass was always greener everywhere else but where I'm standing. And now it's my goal to shift that. It's not always greener everywhere else. I actually have something to gain here, even if it's hard. So I think that's kind of where my mind was going. It also reminded me a lot about the 10X book. There were a lot of aspects in that book, but it was a much better read for me. Like I could listen to it and not be like,
It is a softer read. It's an easier read.
The 10X, I just need to get the book and just not listen to the Audible. I can't do it. But so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
And Shannon, I didn't ask you, like, this is just accountability check-in. Where do y'all feel like you're at with your months? Because we're like, what's today, the 23rd? 9 days towards the end of the month. How are y'all feeling?
I could be really frustrated, but I'm going to choose not to be. I've just had a really tough, I shouldn't even say tough. It's just been a lot. I mean, we have had everything going on. And I personally have done my best. I mean, I've had conversations, I've reached out to people, I've sent some really solid, stuff. But again, I feel like I'm keep falling on the same thing. Like I'm planting seeds and having conversations and nothing is like moving. So I'm just choosing to not be frustrated and know that I'm just going to keep going and hope that at some point, something will take off.
I love that. Shannon, how about you?
I feel excited, but I mean, it's not going, I feel excited. I have had 4 people that like wanted to do the business. 2 of them this week said they changed their mind. And they don't want to, and they don't want to take any of the products either. And so I think I spent a good hour just feeling a little bit frustrated and not really understanding that. Because I definitely felt something different when I was reaching out to them. My reaches were intentional. I would send them a diamond video. I sent the video of you. And they was like so excited. I have 2 people that have said they wanted to do the business and they're just not doing anything. And so I'm trying to figure out if that is a me thing or a them thing, and just getting into more and more conversations. But I am running into people that are like, I totally want to do this. And then I can't get them to send the cart. So I'm not sure. I mean, I just need to get more, but I feel excited. I feel like it's going to work, but I definitely am having like getting so excited and they're like ready to go. But yeah, one of them just texted me and was like, I'm sorry, I know I said yes. No. So that's, I don't know what to do except for just like bless her on her way. I don't want to talk anyone into it.
Right. I need to listen to your messages from earlier today.
Oh, it's just
I've been in that same boat, Shannon.
Are you?
Yeah.
I could.
I'm like, I don't know if it's me. People are just busy. I don't know. But I'm like, from day one, I'm like, all right, we're going to run with this. We're going to get you to silver this month, fast start silver, gold. Like, let's go. And then like crickets.
Yes.
Sure. Like, I don't have any friends. I'm not ready to share on social media yet. I'm like, oh. So I get it.
Yeah, this one, she just said, yeah, it's been a good week. I'm looking, everything, company looks great with great products, but I decided to jump into another business and focus on that for now after like 5 weeks. So Yeah, I don't know. I thought about, to Jess, I sent her, basically my text or my voice message to Chelsea was I was on a walk this morning and I thought, what if I use that verbiage of, because Jess is like, yes, I'm ready to go. I didn't use any words like fast start silver. I just said, you could earn a Ninja Creamy and make $475. Let's get you there this week. I tried to get it like not through the month, like
Yeah.
we can get you 3 people. Let's get you this in the next couple of days. She's like, love it. I'm like, I will do all the heavy lifting. She's like, this sounds perfect. I'm like, I know you're busy. I'll do all the heavy lifting. You just connect me. And then loaded her cart, sent it to her. Next day, I'm like, how's your friend? Oh, I haven't sent it. The next day, I'm like, how do you need any help? Oh, shoot, I keep forgetting to send the cart. I think she finally sent the cart. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been like 4 days. And so I'm like, I don't know. So this morning I was like, I have an idea. I know you're super busy. If you're open to something, I have an idea, and I know you're busy. If you can commit to just like an hour, I will take care of all the rest.
Mhm.
We got a couple more days. And she just sent me a message back of like, okay, I'm curious. So anyway, I was waiting to hear back from you of like, I don't know, do you do an Instagram event and have them invite people? That's what I was going to suggest and ask for your help on that. So
That's what
gonna-
I would do, especially if she's not feeling a sense of urgency. Like I would put a timestamp on it because she's got connections, she's talked to people. So
100%.
for somebody like that, that's exactly what I would do and say, let's like put it in a box. Let's put everybody in one spot. I'm going to give everybody the information and then you can start with 3-way conversations with her.
Okay. That's what my message is. Cause outside of that, I don't know what else to do.
That gives her direction too. Like she knows exactly what to do, what night it's going to be. That's given her some direction, especially for somebody like that who has the connections and has people to bring in. That's what I would do.
I'm sorry you're dealing with it too, Brooke. I'm like, it's frustrating.
Y'all, I was listening to Keith Callahan and that is the best $7 I have ever spent. Like he does a daily, he does it on Patreon. It's a daily podcast. It's like 5 to 7 minutes and it is solid gold. It is so good. But I was listening to him today and it's such a good reminder. And I'm not saying this to be a Debbie Downer and I'm not saying this to tell us to pull off the gas. Like if anything, we're putting more on the gas, but I'm reminding myself that we are in a recession right now. There are companies who are closing their doors. There are people who are getting laid off from other companies, and network marketing is being affected just like any other company. Look at that baby doll. And one of the things he shared today was like, how do you do this in 2024? Like, how do you do this in this economy, in this political climate? And it's a little bit harder right now. But what Whitney said tonight is still true. Like we are sitting on top of the greatest opportunity, like better opportunity than anything else out there. You know what I mean? So I feel the frustration too, because a year ago you could get people, getting people to silver was so much easier than it is in the month of July in 2024 with the political climate and the economic climate the way it is. It just is a little bit harder. So I say that to encourage you. Like Brooke, you were saying in the chat earlier, like, I feel like I'm having these conversations. Maybe I need to tweak my conversations. We just need to have more conversations and realize like where we are, and I've been in that same boat of like chasing the right verbiage for so long. And like, I must be doing something wrong, or maybe I'm not saying the right message. It's not you. We have the verbiage. We have the systems, y'all. We know what we're doing. It's getting in more conversations and just kind of recognizing the climate that we're in and knowing that it will not be like this forever. You know what I mean? We're not the only team that is feeling this way. I've talked to 10 other Jewel teams who are in exactly the same spot that we're in. It's just a little bit tougher right now. So, but that doesn't mean that it's not possible. It doesn't mean that there aren't teams who aren't growing. It doesn't mean that we're not signing people. I've signed 5 people this month. People have the funds to do this. People want to do this. It's just looks a little bit different right now. So I just say that to encourage y'all.
And I will say too, if this is any encouragement at all, the 5 people that I signed this month, 1, 2, three. Three were people who did this years ago, who came back. And then one of them is like my sister's best friend who's followed me from day one, my entire career, and just happened to mention to my sister when she was visiting her that she wanted to try some active. And the other one was a girl that I reached out to. But three, like just randomly, hey, I really need to get back on this. Do you still sell Plexus? I'm like, do you see me on social media? Yeah, I still sell Plexus. So I don't know. I don't think I didn't do anything extra to recruit these people. I think the only thing I did was that I did reach out to two. Three were the old ones and two are ones I reached out to. This month is going really well for me, which is a change. But I actually am gonna re-rank gold this month, and my points today were at 92. So that's before like even my regular orders go through. So I will re-rank gold on my second account this month. And this has just been a big month overall. I'm so glad y'all are all on here because I did want to tell you guys that we're expecting. I don't know if y'all could hear that. I'm being quiet because Kaden doesn't know yet.
I'm still having a dance party over here.
But I actually have my first appointment tomorrow at 10, so I would so appreciate your prayers for that and just overall. But we're excited. It's a little bit earlier than expected, but we are excited. I texted Chelsea earlier this week that I was trying to figure out how to navigate wanting to nap 24/7. Do what?
I missed something. I was dancing because you said you were going to re-rank. What?
She missed it. She missed it.
What did you just say?
I said I'm pregnant.
Re-rank and I was.
I thought you were kidding.
No, I got these freaking hooligans who live with me now, and they're furry and they make a lot of noise. I didn't hear any of that. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself so that I can like get excited. Oh.
Well, thank you guys. We would just so appreciate your prayers. But I did want you guys to know that.
That's awesome. That's a big month. Re-rank in a sonogram.
I know.
Oh my gosh. And you and Libby are going to rank up together this month. Libby, I'm still calling it for you. How are you feeling?
I bit off more than I could chew in like my personal life. Like, actually, I didn't bite off more than I can chew. My lovely fiance and this fucking dog. Sorry, it's fine, but it's just taken like a lot of my energy that I had left, but it's fine. Tomorrow I have not done like any business focused reach outs. So I'm like, you know what? Like that's on me, take accountability for that. But I'm still in a lot of conversations with people. Like I'm still like, I was doing the math and I need 11 people. And I'm like, to me, that doesn't sound crazy. Like to me, I'm like, there's 11 people. Like I've been in conversations with more than 11 people. Like it's gonna happen. I don't know how, but even though I feel so run down, I don't feel lost about it. Like I'm still like, yeah, I'm going gold this month, but like I can promise you the last 2 days of the month are gonna be quite literally insane, which is fine because Oliver leaves on Sunday for army training for 3 weeks. I'm like, peace out, goodbye. Like let me have my life because you're chaos at the moment. I love you lots, but like, let me man the household. So long story short, I don't know. I feel good, but also not. I haven't lost hope.
You did such a good job of front loading your month, Libby. I feel like this has been a long month for you. Like you truly, like in a good way, Like I don't feel like you're at the end of the month scrambling. You have front loaded and had so many good conversations. And now you still have 8 full days over a full week to follow up and bring those to fruition.
Yeah. I do feel good about the other thing. so Oliver and I have decided to get married in October in 74 days. So there's like, when I say that I like bit off more than I can chew, like I also mean that. Yeah, like I'm just, deployment is like quickly approaching, and I'm like, this is like I'm so sick of just like sitting trying to figure out like what we're gonna do. Like we're just
Wait,
gonna do
tell me the date one more time.
October 5th. October 5th. Yeah. So I like found like a wedding dress online, like I have to order it, and it's like $300. It's beautiful. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. So, but that also like gives me more to work towards. Like, I want to be able to pay for all of these things and pull this together in 74 days and not be uber stressed financially, you know, because it's just him and I like having to pay for this, which is fine, but it's like, I got expensive taste. I'm incredibly bougie. Like, whatever. It is what it is. Like, so yeah. But yeah, so I did front load my month, and a lot can happen in a month or in the next few days.
I really believe that it's going to happen, Libby. You're being so bold and so good in your stories and having so many good conversations. Katie, I think you're the last one. Katie, I don't know if y'all saw, but Katie did a live yesterday and she freaking crushed it with this Beachbody girl who was kind of hard to work with.
I texted Chelsea and I was like, I don't know what I did, but I did it, and I got to do it because I've already committed. So anyway, she helped me with my word, and so I just rehearsed it.
You did so good. Y'all need to go back and watch it.
I'm hoping she's going to just convert on over.
Yeah, she should. You had command of that call.
But we'll see.
It was interesting what Kim shared today about, I'm assuming she was talking about Beachbody, the email. Did you get an email today, Ashley?
No, I didn't, but now I'm feeling like I want to ask Ashley what that was about, because that sounds awful.
Yeah.
I also heard that Arbonne has switched to an affiliate link.
Oh, snap.
Oh, wow.
But I looked, and so far it doesn't look that way. But my friend Mackenzie Thorne, who is like in the top of the company, she did post, and like, you know how like in the messaging portion you can like put like a little note. She put affiliate opportunity, and I was like,
I bet they just did like a whole rebrand a couple of years ago. I bet they modernized.
Yeah.
Modernized kind of like we did.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought, because I was like, I would have been very shocked if that was true, because I just feel like Arbonne is I feel like they're a solid company.
I do too. I just had a friend who was with Beauty Counter that went over to Arbonne for her sake.
Yeah, what other companies are going under? Not that I'm like where do I need to be looking?
Right. Yeah.
Chelsea, I did want to just point this out that you are still recording this call from the big video earlier. So I don't know when you release her video, if you can like splice us